The new Parliament session commences on the 21st, the government policy statement to be delivered on the same day. The Election Commission informs that all candidates of the election must hand over their expenditure reports within 21 days. The Malimava party records many significant victories, Vijitha and Harini in setting up of records in preferential voting. The highest female representation for the first time by any party in a parliamentary election. The people of Sri Lanka voted for a positive change, foreign media says. 10 infants have been killed by a fire in India.
Commissioner General of Elections Saman Ratnayake says all candidates who competed in the general election must present their expenditure within the next 21 days.
He has made these remarks addressing the media today. Commissioner General of Elections Saman Shri Ratnayake said that the 8,888 candidates who contested the election must submit their relevant expenditure report within the next 21 days. Members of the Parliament of the national list must also hand over their expenditure reports to the main office. In addition, all other candidates must submit these reports to the respective district officers of the Commissioner General's office, through which they handed over their nominations. 196 parliamentarians have been elected for the 22 electoral division and 48,006 voters. 29 national list MPs are also being elected through the proportional representation according to the number of votes received by each candidate. The election of the 225 parliamentarians has been concluded last night. The Commissioner General of Elections has especially appreciated the extremely free and peaceful environment that prevailed during the election period. He has also recalled the extensive support received by the Election Commission throughout the procedure. He further said that more than 152,000 election officials and more than 64,000 police department officials have extended their cooperation in the election process. And in the meantime, the President is scheduled to present the Parliament the government's policy statement on the 21st of this month at 3 p.m.
The maiden session of the 10th Parliament is scheduled to take place on this day. Secretary General of Parliament Kushani Rohanadera has explained to the national television how the parliamentary procedures will take place on this day.
The first meeting of the 10th Parliament is to be held on the 21st of November at 10 a.m. in Sri Lanka Parliament. So all arrangements have been made and we have already informed the honourable members that they have to be seated before 10 o'clock in the main chamber. There is no seating plan on this occasion and there will be free seating for all members. So when the members are seated, I will inform the House that the first task before the House will be to appoint a new Speaker of Parliament by secret ballot. And accordingly, if there are no more suggestions or nominations, then of course the candidate who has been nominated will be announced as the duly elected Speaker of the House. That member will be accompanied by the proposer and the seconder, and he will walk up to the chair of the Honourable Speaker. At that point, I will administer the official oath or the affirmation of the new Speaker of Parliament. And after taking the oath or the affirmation, the new Speaker will make a very brief, he will express his thanks briefly while standing, and then all the members of Parliament will have to take their affirmation or the oath before the Speaker. And after making the affirmation or the oath, the Speaker will officially make his thanks to the House. And at that occasion, the members, political party leaders from the opposition and the government can congratulate the newly appointed, newly elected Speaker. And after that, the new Speaker will move on to the process of appointing the Deputy Speaker and the Deputy Chairman of committees. And the process will be the same, but it will be administered by the Honourable Speaker, and we will be giving the assistance, due assistance. For these two posts also, If there are no nominations, if just one nomination is made, that person will be appointed as the Deputy Speaker or the Deputy Chairman of committees. And if there are 2 or more nominations, we will move on to the process of secret ballot. So after that, the Speaker will suspend the House until 3 p.m. At 3 o'clock, the Honourable President of the Republic will be making his policy statement to the House of Parliament.
After appointing new members of Parliament for the 10th Parliament, so now that we are waiting for the issuing the Gazette notification by the Election Commission, once they are issued the Gazette notification with all the selected members' names, so then on behalf of the Sri Lankan Parliament, I would like to invite all the newly elected members of Parliament. Please use our Parliament website, which is www.parliament.lk, and then that we will open the new portal for the registration on that website. So all the newly elected members can go to that website and then enter their details and do their registration. Not only the newly elected members, even previously that Parliament represent members also, they also have to enter their details and registered for the 10th Parliament. There is another option to the new members as well. So November 19th and 20th from 9:30 to 3:30, then Parliament will open a special counter for the registration inside the Parliament complex. So therefore that I would like to invite all the newly elected members, please welcome to the Parliament 19th and 20th, and then that we will provide the registration facilities for them. In addition to that, in Parliament, we will make arrangement to get their fingerprints and get the photographs for the issuing new identity card for the all new members.
Under Article 33A of the Constitution, the President is empowered to present the government's policy statement at the commencement of each new session of the Parliament.
According to Article 33B of the Constitution, the President is also vested with the power to preside over the ceremonial sittings of the Parliament. This was stated in the presentation of the government's policy statement by the President in Parliament. The communique adds that the enactment of the 1978 Constitution, the practice of the President delivering the government's policy statement in place of the throne speech, commenced at the opening of new parliamentary session. In the present context, such a statement is typically not followed by a debate or vote. The inaugural meeting of the first Parliament under the 1978 Constitution of the Democratic Socialist Republic of Sri Lanka was ceremonially opened by President J.R. Jayawardena on 7th of September 1978, during which he delivered the government's policy statement to Parliament for the first time. Over the time, there have been occasions where ceremonial openings of Parliament were conducted with or without grandeur. Instances have also been recorded where the President did not present the government's policy statement at the opening. The communique issued by the Sri Lanka Parliament also says that furthermore, under Article 71 of the Constitution, the President holds the authority to prorogue Parliament. The National People's Power has been successful in setting up several records as a major political party at the 2024 parliamentary election. One of them is establishing the highest vote percentage obtained by a party at a general election.
The NPP has also been able to secure a two-thirds majority in the 225-member parliament as a single party under the proportional representation scheme. The National People's Power at the recently has secured a vote percentage of 61.56. The previous highest vote percentage record was 60.33 by the United People's Freedom Alliance. The NPP has also been successful in securing power in the highest number of electorates at a parliamentary election. The party has won 152 seats. The previous record was set by the UPFA in the year 2010, obtaining 136 seats. The National People's Power was also able to emerge victorious in 21 districts. The previous record in this connection was set up by the UPFA in the 2010 general election by having 19 districts. Another record established by the National People's Power at this year's parliamentary general election has been polling the highest number of votes. The party has overtaken the previous record set up by 2020 by the SLPP, obtaining 6,853,960 votes. The new record set up by the NPP was 6,863,186 votes. The National People's Power has also received the highest number of votes on a district basis. The party has won 141 seats, overtaking the previous record set by the SLPP in the year 2020 by securing 128 seats. Another record of the NPP has been its ability to win the highest number of national list seats in a general election. The party has won 18 national list seats as opposed to the 17 seats won by the SLPP at the 2020 general election. Another record-breaking feat of the National People's Power has been securing the highest number of seats at the election, which amounted to 159 seats. The previous record was set by the SLPP at the 2020 general election by obtaining 145 seats.
Now move from the parliamentary elections. People's representatives who were rejected by the people at the recent parliamentary general election have also expressed their opinion to the media today. Duminda Nagamua of the Jana Aragala Sandhana said that the Malimao party had reiterated the fact that people of the country should clean the parliament and fill it with Malimao members. Nagamua added that the voters have responded positively to both of these. Former MP Dilumam Nugama said that a new party which up to now had no substantial parliamentary representation has now been given full parliamentary representation. Venerable Battara Mulle Sila Ratanathero said that a group of blatant robbers have been removed and good representatives have been sent to the parliament. Venerable Thero added that however members of his own party who are able to raise a voice on behalf of the people have been overlooked and given a stepmotherly treatment. Former MP Mahindananda Ludgamage said that he has decided to bid farewell to politics by bowing down to the verdict of the people. He has also extended his personal thanks to all those who had given him strength.
General Secretary of the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna, Sagara Karyavasam, said at a media briefing today that the party has decided to appoint Namal Rajapaksa to the national list position of the party. General Secretary of the SLPP, Sagara Karyavasam, said that at the time when Namal Rajapaksa presented himself to compete in the Hambantota district, they decided to extend support to him for the propaganda program. Sagara Karyavasam further said the party has decided to hand over the national list MP position to Namal Rajapaksa in recognition of his contributions to the election campaign.
පාර්ලිමේන්තුවට ඇවිල්ම සඳහා උපයෝගී කරගන්න මේ අවස්ථාවේදී පක්ෂය තීන්දුව කළා තියෙනවා. හිතන්නේ ජයග්‍රහණයේදී හොඳයි. මේ මීට වැඩිය දෙයක් බලාපොරොත්තු වුණාද? නෑ ඉතින් අපි බලාපොරොත්තු වෙච්ච ගාන හම්බුණානේ අපිට. මාලිමාවේ ජයග්‍රහණය ගැන මොකද ඔබතුමාගේ අදහස? හොඳයි හොඳයි. අලුත් දේවල් අලුත් අය ඉඩ දෙන්න එපා බලන්න. කරගෙන යන්න පුළුවන් වේද අලුත් මූණු වලට? පුළුවන් අයියෝ. මාලිමාව ලැබපු ජයග්‍රහණය 103 ඉඳලා මෙච්චර උඩට ආපු එක ගැන මොකද හිතෙන්නේ? ඒ රටේ ජනතාවනේ ඡන්දේ දීලා තියෙන පිට මිනිස්සු නෙවෙයි. ඉතින් මම හිතන්නේ ජනතා මතයට අපිව ගරු කරන්න ඕන. දැන් මේ දේශපාලන පරිගැනීමක් වෙයි කියලා ඔබතුමාලා හිතන්නේ? එහෙම කරන එක උන්නේ නැහැ නේද? දේශපාලන පරිගැනීම කරන කට්ටියට ඉතින් වෙච්ච දේවල් දැකලා තියෙනවනේ. ඔබතුමාලා මේ සටන අත්හරිනවද මොකද ඉදිරි? පිස්සු. දේශපාලනේ සමුගන්නවද? නෑ එහෙම ලේසියෙන් සමුගන්නෙත් නෑ. නෑ. අවුත් මොන දේශපාලනයේ සමෝරන් තියෙන්නේ. රනිල් මහත්තයාත් එක්ක ආයි සාකච්ඡා යනවද? නෑ. එතුමාලට වෙච්ච දේ ගැන මොකද හිතන්නේ? දුක හිතෙනවා ඉතින් එච්චරයි.
The intellectuals say the National People's Power has been successful in winning the confidence of all communities for the task of building a new Sri Lanka. They have expressed their opinion to the national television. Dr. Pratibha Mahanama said that all communities have got together and created a new parliament for the country. He also says Sri Lanka has waited for more than 76 years for this change. Dr. Mahanama also says the voters have placed their confidence on the president and handed over stable parliament. Now the parliament has more than 2/3 majority. He has pointed out the need to use this power always for the welfare of the people. He also says that there are many acts, including acts which breach the rights of the people. Time has come to introduce new legislation legislation to remove the harmful acts. Professor Tudor Veerasinghe said that one of the strongest challenges before the National People's Power government is to create a more efficient state structure which would be able to seek the participation of all the three major ethnic groups in governance. Another challenge lies before the state is the implementation of a necessary financial mechanism. Former Elections Commissioner Mahinda Deshapre said that he has never witnessed in his living memory of any election victory of this nature by any party or by any alliance. This is the government elected by all Sri Lankans. Therefore, the government must always function in fairness for all communities. The government must bound by love and service to the people.
Sajid Premadasa says the Samagi Jana Sandhana headed by the Samagi Jana Balawegya will also appear for good governance, securing social equality both in and out of the parliament, and will extend its support to the new administration. He has made these remarks extending his congratulations to the National People's Power under the leadership of President Anurakumara Dissanayake, which has secured the highest number of seats at the recent general election. The present government has received the necessary strength without any failings for the ushering of a government of good governance as expected by the Sri Lankan general public. Sajid Premadasa also expressed hope that the present administration would have the ability to overcome the difficult challenges faced by the country at this moment. He has also expressed his wishes for being able to fulfill the aspirations of the people of 22 million as expressed under the Rich Country and Beautiful Life policy statement of the National People's Power. Sajid Premadasa has also requested the present government not to forget the manner of the previous political forces to breach the democratic rights of the people using the two-thirds majority power. He has also recalled how President Anurakumara Dissanayake had expressed his apprehension over these acts while functioning as a politician in the opposition. Premadasa in his communique has also extended his thanks to the 1,968,716 voters for casting their votes to the SJB to secure 40 seats in Parliament.
The foreign media says the voters of Sri Lanka have given a mandate to the National People's Power for a constructive change. It further points out that this is a new milestone in the history of Sri Lanka. Many international media have reported on the victory of the NPP at the parliamentary election. Some of these reports have contained analytical comments on the victory. A report published in the Al Jazeera website on an interview says people have acted for an effective change. It also points out that all communities in the country have placed strong confidence on the new government. The websites of the Hindu and the Indian Express and Times of India newspapers have also published reports on this issue. Meanwhile, it has also been reported that politician Waiko of the MDMK party in Tamil Nadu was shocked by the election results in Sri Lanka. Waiko has become popular as a politician who maintained a strong anti-Sri Lanka policy.
The Canadian Tamil Congress, or the CTC, has sent an official letter to President Anurakumara Dissanayake and the National People's Power, congratulating them on their resounding and historic victory in the recent parliamentary elections. In the letter, the CTC extended their heartfelt congratulations on behalf of Tamil Canadians, acknowledging this landmark mandate as a reflection of the Sri Lankan people's trust in the NPP's vision for transformative governance. The CTC commended the NPP's pledge to establish a transparent, accountable and inclusive government as it outlined in its manifesto. CTC expressed optimism that this administration would honour its promises to the people. The CTC's letter highlighted the historic opportunity before the NPP to dismantle the executive presidency and introduce a new constitution that prioritizes democracy and the protection of the rights of all communities, including the Tamil people. Drawing from the manifesto, the CTC urged the government to ensure justice, inclusion and equality for all, while taking immediate steps to address long-standing grievances. Meanwhile, the General Secretary of the Janata Vimukti Peramuna, Tilvin Silva, invited all diaspora members to join hands with the government to develop Sri Lanka. General Secretary of the Janata Vimukti Peramuna, Tilvin Silva, says that judging by the way the Tamil people in the north have cast their vote, he does not believe that nobody would have any obstacle relating to overseas Tamil community returning to the motherland. He added that people in the north have clearly expressed their confidence regarding the government. They have pointed out that the President is trustworthy. Therefore, the General Secretary of the JVP has requested those abroad to voluntarily return to Sri Lanka. He has also requested them to come to the motherland in order to contribute their support in nation building. He added that this request applies not only to the Tamil community but to the entire overseas Sinhala, Tamil and Muslim communities. They could bring their knowledge, abilities and investments with them. All must join hands to reconstruct the motherland. Tilvin Silva further said that those who had left for countries such as Australia says these countries are extremely beautiful and governed with a sense of strong discipline. Now, the Department of Meteorology predicts rainfall with thunder in many parts of the island tonight. In the past 24 hours, rainfall exceeding 75 millimeters has been received. The National Building and Research Organization says that if the rainfall continues, there is a possibility of the occurrence of earth slips. Thunder showers accompanied with lightning is expected in the western, central, Sabaragamuwa, southern, Uva and northwestern provinces. The department requested the general public to take necessary precautions to prevent threats caused due to lightning. The National Building Research Organization has issued second stage earth slip warnings in the Dehiyovita, Yatiantota and Ruanwalde Divisional Secretariat division areas. Vehicle transport has come to a standstill due to inundation in the location near the Hungama Dam on the Colombo-Katharagama main road. The reason being the overflowing of the Katchigal Ara river, which flows across the Hungama Dam near the road. It has also been reported that several paddy fields in low-lying areas with the Maha-season cultivations came underwater. However, the District Disaster Management Centre says there could be a decline in floods as the waters of the Katchigal Aru flow into the sea. 3 sluice gates of the Murutavela Reservoir in Hambantota have been kept open. The water capacity of 350 cubic feet flow into the Urubukoya within a second. The Veerakatia Irrigation Engineer's Office says there could be a possibility of low-lying areas being inundated.
And now more news from the election 2024. Another unique record created at a recent general election has been the election of a large number of women to Parliament, whereas 20 females have been elected to Parliament to represent the voters.
Leader of the Colombo district candidates was Dr. Harini Amarasuriya, who has polled 655,289 votes. Kaushalya Aryaratne was also elected to the Parliament from the Colombo district, obtaining 80,814 votes. Another NPP Colombo district female candidate, Samanmali Gunasinghe, has received 59,657 votes. Ambika Samuel, contesting from the Badula district, has received 58,201 votes to gain eligibility to Parliament. Other notable successful female candidates were Nilamti Kotahachige and Oshani Umayanga, who have secured 31,375 votes and 69,232 votes respectively. Saroja Paulraj was elected from the Mathura district with 148,379 votes. Nilusha Gamage was also selected from the Ratnapura district with 48,791 votes. Sagarika Atauda of the NPP also has been successful in winning a parliamentary seat by receiving 59,019 votes. The other female NPP candidates who were successful include Hemali Veerasekara, who received 66,737 votes, contesting from the Gampaha district. In the Digamadula district, Muthumanike Rattatha has emerged victorious by receiving 32,145 votes. Geeta Herath was also elected from the Kurunegala district by securing 84,414 votes. Hirune Vijay Singha was also elected from the Puttalam district under the NPP ticket with 44,057 votes. Chaturi Gangani was also elected from the Monoragala district with 42,930 votes. Another successful female candidate of the NPP was Tushari Jayasinghe, who was elected from the Kandy district. She has polled 58,223 votes. In the Gaul district list, Hazara Lianage has recorded 82,058 votes and Deepthi Vasalage was elected with 47,482 votes from the Matale district. Another successful Kandy district female contestant was Chamindrini Kirialla. She represented the Samagijanavala Vegia and received 30,780 votes. Another SJB female candidate was Rohini Kaviratne, who was elected to the Parliament from the Matale district by by securing 27,945 votes. Another NPP candidate, Anushka Darshani Tilakaratne, has received 34,035 votes to be elected from the Nuwara district. Krishnan Kalai Melvi also was elected with 33,346 votes. In addition, 3 female members have been included in the national list of the NPP. However, their names have not yet been published by the party. The chairman of the Election Commission, RMAL Ratnayaka, in a media communique has extended appreciation over the manner the general public have placed their confidence on the Commission for conducting of a free and fair election. The Commission extends its gratitude to the secretaries of the Administrative Service, provincial governors and chief secretaries, as well as the staff, including secretaries of provincial councils, for their cooperation extended. It also extends its thanks to the Sri Lanka Police, the 3 armed forces, the government press, the Sri Lanka Postal Service, the Government Information Department and the Sri Lanka Transport Board in this connection. The Election Commission further extends its gratitude to the Electricity Board, the Sri Lanka Telecom, the Petroleum Corporation and other relevant institutions. It also recalls with gratitude the services extended by the Colombo University in extending in support in the processing of election results. The Green University, the Ministry of Technological Affairs and the Information Technology Representative Institute, which all have rendered a special task in the program. The Commission also thanks the secretaries of political parties, leaders of independent groups, all candidates and local and foreign election monitoring organizations, as well as the state and private electronic media institutions and printed media.
Now more local news items in brief. 2 persons were killed at the Polvat railway crossing on the Mathara-Gaul road when a mini lorry crashed with an incoming train around 6:20 last evening. The victims were 34-year-old youth and an 80-year-old person. 4 more got injured and being treated at the Mathura General Hospital. A fire has caused serious damages to the laboratory of the Ajmer College in Ukuwela, Mathale, last night. The Mathale Municipal Council Fire Service Unit, the police and the residents have jointly extinguished the fire. The Navy has taken into custody a multi-day fishing craft carrying stock of heroin valued over 1,650 million rupees in a special search operation carried out by the Suranimala craft in the deep seas to the west of Sri Lanka. The Navy has apprehended 6 suspects along with the multi-day craft. Defence Secretary and retired Air Vice Marshal Sampathu Enkota, Navy Commander Vice Admiral Priyantha Pereira were at the Gaul harbour yesterday to inspect the contraband. The suspects were between the ages of 18 and 34 years and residents of Mirissa. In a joint search operation conducted by the Sri Lanka Navy and Police at Musapiti in Kalpitia, a stock of 442,680 narcotic pills were recovered. A group of officials at the Customs Narcotic Control Division has apprehended a stock of kush and hashish narcotics valued at 180.6 million rupees from a female Thailand national who was trying to discreetly get away from the Katunayaka airport. The 37-year-old suspect was reported to have been conducting a beauty salon. A mobile phone has recorded how a wild elephant which stormed into a house in Mahaveva village in Dimulagala was eating paddy stored in the house. We'll bring you foreign news right after this break.
மனிதாபிமானத்தின் கடமையாகும். உயிரொன்று, உயிரொன்று, உயிரொன்று. இதுதான் ஒலி, விடுங்க வழி.
Welcome back, and we are moving into foreign news. At least 10 newborns have died in a fire at a hospital in northern India after a blaze broke out in the neonatal ward.
Staff at the hospital in the Jhansi district in Uttar Pradesh were able to rescue 44 infants, but at least 16 are in a critical condition. 3 of the 10 babies who died have yet to be identified, leaving some parents unsure about what happened to their children. The blaze on Friday night at the Maharani Lakshmi Bai Medical College Hospital is being blamed on an electrical fault. Pictures from the scene showed anguished parents outside the hospital. Indian media reported that the fire first sparked in the intensive care unit of the infants ward at around 10:30 p.m. local time.
Prima Kutumi, Fantamai.
New Zealand is scheduled to commence at the Parliamentary International Cricket Stadium tomorrow.
If the Sri Lanka team wins the match, that would be accorded the opportunity to record victory in one-day international tournament with New Zealand after the 2012-2013 season. Sri Lanka has won the first match of the 3-match current series by 45 runs under the Duckworth-Lewis theory. The 2 teams participating in tomorrow's match were engaged in warm-up sessions at the Parliamentary International Stadium today. Sri Lanka and New Zealand teams had been engaged in 103 one-day fixtures. New Zealand had won 52 of them and Sri Lanka 42. 8 of the matches ended without a result, and 1 match ended with both teams scoring equal number of runs. In the Parliamentary Stadium, both teams had competed in 38 one-day internationals, out of which Sri Lanka had emerged victorious in 21 occasions, but lost in 16 matches. 1 match had ended without a decision. Tomorrow's match is scheduled to commence at 2:30 p.m.
And on more news, the Sri Lankan men's and women's Carom teams have been successful in winning the runners-up trophies in the World Cup Carom tournament. The champion trophy went to India. The tournament has taken place in San Francisco City in the United States. It was organized for the 6th occasion with the participation of players from 20 countries.
Prima Kutumi, Fantamai.
And that's all the news for tonight. Join us again at the same time tomorrow. Good night.
Good night.